Hello. Okay, so I am using my mini double decker. So I have two layers. This layer I have my foundation colors, I have a lip and cheek color. These are all custom to my skin tone. And then on the other layer, I just have a couple things in here. I have my brush cleaning tile, I have a lip and cheek color, and then I also have an illuminator. Everything is magnetic, so it pops literally in and out. And when you are out of one color, you only have to replace what you need. So I'm going to use the Detail Hack brush tonight because it is one of my favorite brushes ever. I am first going to go in and do some spot treatment. So I'm going to just take a color that's actually a couple shades darker than my foundation color. So I'm going to be using this color right here, which is called Sandy, and I'm just going to use one of my fingers and just kind of tap that over those spots that I'm trying to correct. So again, you are going to use a color darker than your foundation color. And I know that's kind of different in the makeup world because I feel like we've always been taught to use something lighter, but you're actually gonna go a shade or two darker to really hide those blemishes. Okay, so I have them covered. Now what I'm going to do, I actually have this little thing right here. So we're just gonna go over that a teeny bit too. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one layer of makeup. So we're not gonna cake stuff on. I'm going to use the smaller side of the Detail Hack, and I'm gonna go in with this color right here, which is Ash Contour. And I'm going to take my brush and just go back and forth, get a little bit of that on there. Keep in mind that your color should go on your skin literally like butter. So there are a couple different ways of applying your contour. I like to start right at the bottom of my cheekbone and kind of work it up to about the top of my ear, maybe a little bit higher. Or you can start at the top of your ear and you can bring it down, and you're going to hug that cheekbone. And you can already tell that this side of my face is starting to look a little bit thinner than the other side. And so we're gonna do the same thing with the other side. And I always tell people to build up your colors rather than applying a whole bunch and then blending it out. One, no reason to waste product. But two, just build it up to what color you like. And your contour color, so this tin right here of makeup is going to last you probably 9 to 12 months, maybe even longer. You're not gonna need a lot of product. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the bigger side of the Detail Hack, and I'm gonna get some of that ash contour on there. And I'm going to do the top of my forehead. And my personal preference is just to come down to about the middle of my forehead. What contour is going to do is it's going to create those shadows. So it's going to make your face appear a little bit slimmer than it actually is. And then I'm going to take some down my jawline, still sticking with the bigger side of the brush, and just going around that jawline. Okay. And I sometimes like to, this is just a personal preference, connect my two contour lines. So my forehead contour and then my cheek contour, I just kind of connect them on the side. And we're just gonna kind of leave that on our forehead for a second. Okay, so we have that there. I'm gonna go stick with this side of the brush, and I'm gonna use just the side of it. And I'm gonna go on the top of my nose to create nose contour. Now, the rule of thumb with nose contour is you want to go on top of your nose rather than on the sides. Don't worry about your lines being super precise. The cool thing about cream makeup is that you can clean everything up before you set your makeup. So I have my contour lines. I'm just getting some of that off of the middle because I'm gonna put a color between those two lines, and I will blend it out at a later step. So we have our contour on. If you wanna put a little bit under your lip, I'm using the smaller side of this brush. And there are smaller and bigger brushes, so you don't have to just use just one, but it's nice for traveling that if you only want to use one, you can. Okay. So now that we have that there, I'm gonna go to my brush cleaning tile, and I'm just gonna clean off my brush because I'm switching to a different shade. And one thing that you'll notice is I apply my makeup tons of different ways. There is no right or wrong way or what a specific order that you have to go in. I'm now gonna go into my accent highlight, which I'm using one of the lighter colors. I'm using Linen. I have very dark circles under my eyes, so I like to go quite a few shades brighter or lighter than my foundation color. So I'm getting some of that in there. This accent highlight is going to last you 6 to 9 months. Again, cream makeup goes a long way. And I'm bringing that to about my temple. Okay? I will blend everything later. Doing the same thing to this side. I'm bringing it about to the end of my nose and to my temple, okay? You're gonna put a little bit between your brows and a little bit in the center of your chin. So now that we have that, we're gonna go to our main foundation color. I am using this color right here. This one is the only one that's probably gonna last you 3 months. 3 to 4 months. If it's lasting you any less than 3 months, you are probably using way too much product because like I said, you are not going to need much. Now, a cool little trick with your foundation color is that you really just want to take it and pop it on, like to pop the brush on and off your face, because what that's going to do is really help the makeup stay in place rather than swiping. And especially because I was color correcting, wipe off any color that I already had to color create those problem areas. So I'm just filling in the areas. Oh, she's pretty. So I'm just filling in the areas that I don't have any color. I'm not doing really any overlapping. I'm doing my best just to stick to one layer. And then I'm just gonna take the smaller side and do a little bit over my brows. Okay, so right now we have 3 colors on our face. We have our contour on our face, we have our foundation, and then we have our concealer or our brightener. So you can blend with this Detail Hack brush, or you can brush with the blend with the blush and bronzer. It is totally your preference. This brush is gonna make it, which is the blush and bronzer, a little easier, but I'm just gonna stick with this one brush for the purposes of just using this one brush for this makeup tutorial.
This is for dogs.
Oh, that's cool. We haven't got one of those. Okay, so I am blending in my neck contour, and I'm just popping the brush on and off my skin to blend these colors. And you see how nice they just blend right together?
Goggles.
Oh, goggles are new too. We're just bouncing it off. We're not doing swiping. We're gonna do right above our brow. We're blending in that accent highlight. So what your accent highlight or your concealer is going to do is it's really gonna brighten that area and really bring attention there. And now I'm gonna take the bigger side of this brush and I'm just gonna lightly blend out this nose contour. So with your nose contour, and I like to do that before I put my accent highlight between, because I want to make sure that if I get any of this darker color, I can just wipe it off in the middle. Okay, so we have the nose contour. I'm going back to my lighter shade. I'm gonna take my pinky actually, and I'm just gonna go right between those contour lines. Careful, baby. Okay, and you can either blend with your brush or you can do with your finger, whatever your preference is. The nice thing about blending with fingers for areas like this is that your fingers are usually naturally a little bit warmer. So what it does is it literally melts the makeup right in. Okay. So again, you don't want to completely get rid of your contour lines, but you do want to make sure there are no harsh lines. So I'm taking the bigger side of the detail brush and just kind of going in a circular motion to blend my contour on my forehead. Okay. So now we're gonna blend in our cheek contour. And I'm going to use one of my favorite lip and cheek colors. I'm actually gonna use it on my cheeks and my lips, and I could actually use it on my eyes if I wanted to. So a lot of our products are very versatile. So to start, I'm just gonna take a little bit and go right above that contour.
I use the other one.
Which other one, baby? You have to ask Daddy.
Thanks, Mommy.
Yeah.
Can you pause?
Go talk to your dad. So I'm just going in a circular motion, and I'm literally just popping the brush or bouncing the brush on and off my face. Okay? You see how that just nicely blended that contour? We're gonna do the same thing to this side. And if you like to blend your contour a little differently, like if you have been using Seint, the only tip I give with blending your cheek contour is just don't blend it down. Don't take your brush and blend it down, blend it up. Okay? And then after you have that blended, if you want to then go and build this color up, because this is a beautiful color, you can. We're gonna put some on our lips. And I tend to like to use a couple different colors on my lips. So I just use Sandstone. And then I'm taking Frenchie and going right in the middle, which is a perfect shade for fall. It gives you that ombre appearance. It's so pretty. So instead of bringing this back, because I want it more on my cheeks, I'm just gonna blend it on the fatty parts of my cheeks. So you see how I didn't take that all the way back, and now I have that pretty color. So it's all about if you want it to look a little bit more natural, or if you really want that pop of color. Okay, so the last thing that we're gonna do is, well, actually, if you wanted to use bronzer, you could. What you do is I would tend to use the blush and bronzer brush for this because it makes it so easy. You take it and you're just gonna put it on the outsides of your forehead, the tops of your cheeks, and then I like to put it also on my neck. But the last part that we are going to do before setting it is I'm going to use my Angel Illuminator, and I'm just gonna use my finger and pop it on the high parts of my cheeks. And then I always like to go over it with my brush to really push it in and make it look a little bit more natural. Okay, the last part that I'm going to do is set my face. I like Airspun. I use the extra coverage, and I'm going to stick with the detail hack brush. I'm using the smaller side. I'm just going to use a little bit under my eyes, a little bit right here, because I would then go over it. Once I let this sit for a little bit, I would then go over it with my all-nighter setting spray, and my makeup is gonna stay in place all day. So you would wanna let that sit for like 3 to 5 minutes, and then this is the blush and bronzer brush. And you dust it in, you dust the excess powder in the areas that you did not set. And that's it. So we used one compact, and we used one brush, and then we did use the blush and bronzer to blend. But all of our face makeup, we did this. So if you have any questions or you want to be color matched, DM me. Have a good one.